Welcome back to Coach's Corner. This week we also feature Ponca City boys basketball, and the home opener is this week at the Alan Robson Fieldhouse, a big tournament in Hera for both our boys and girls this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Wildcats are 0-2, starting out the season with a loss to Oklahoma City Southeast, and one of those games on Friday that Ponca City lost in overtime. We need to save those. It's too early in the season to have those type of ball games. But boy, what a thrilling game! We came out on the bottom end of that ball game on Friday against Noah, the homeschool team out of Tulsa. But that was a heck of a game. Probably a heck of a game to coach over there too, Alan Hibler.
Well, you know, being on the losing end wasn't a lot of fun. It was a good game for the fans, I'm sure. You know, Noah's got a very good ball club. Southeast has a very good ball club, and we didn't play very well the first night. You know, offensively and defensively, we just, you know, we were just a little bit off, and you know, we compounded the situation by shooting 12 of 29 from the free throw line, and you know, 17 misses from the charity stripe. It's really hard to stay in the ball game with a good team such as Southeast. And you know, we came back Friday night and we rebounded pretty well on the offensive and defensive end, but you know, free throw shooting was still a nightmare that night. We were 19 of 34 and lose the game by 2 points in overtime. You know, that's just unacceptable. We have to get better at the free throw line.
And I guess that might be one of my points, is that we know if we'd shot free throws better, we at worst would have been 1-1 and probably would have been 2-0. So, you know, while that part of the game was not good to open the season up, you know, here's a team with basically 2 starters and then another guy back in there and then some other guys that filled in. A lot of question marks going in, but especially the Friday game, I just thought your guys competed and battled very, very hard.
Well, you know, we're competing and we're fighting hard, and you know, we've got to cut down on our mistakes. You know, I was disappointed in our ball security on Friday night and also Thursday night. We had some careless turnovers, just unforced turnovers, and you know, a lot of it is we've got guys trying to do a little bit too much. You know, try to press the action and make things happen instead of just, you know, let the ball game come to us. And you know, part of it can be attributed to, you know, what we're asking them to do. We're averaging 31 free throw attempts a game, and that was one of the big emphasis coming into the season, that we needed to get to the free throw line more. So we're preaching, you know, every time you get a chance to attack the rim, we need to go attack the rim. And sometimes in doing that, we're getting ourselves into trouble and not making good decisions with the basketball when we get in the paint. And you know, we talked about that yesterday afternoon in practice on Sunday at 2 o'clock, and you know, really tried to emphasize that. But you know, we don't want to take away their aggressiveness in going to the basket, because you know, if we can continue to get to the free throw line 30 times a game, that's going to be a huge bonus for us. And then we just have to convert at the free throw line. And you know, there's a fine line in taking away their aggressiveness and having them keep their aggressiveness as far as turnovers are concerned. And you know, because of some of the things that we're doing, we're going to turn the ball over a few more times than we normally have in the past, because we're attacking the rim so hard with everybody. But you know, we just got to make smarter decisions and cut down on those turnovers a little bit.
You're playing a fast brand. It's an exciting brand of basketball, and as you said, teams are going to press us. They're going to try to force the issue a little bit. And so with that in mind, we're going to have a few more mistakes. But you mentioned the free throw line. We've shot over 60 free throws in 2 games. If you keep that up, we're going to win some games, because one of the keys in high school basketball, the team that gets the free throw line most usually wins a game.
Well, you know, I think there's really 3 keys in the game of basketball. One is the number of free throws the team gets to shoot. Number 2 is how you compete on the backboard. And number 3 is second chance opportunities off of rebounds. You know, and we're doing a good job in all 3 of those categories, and I think we will continue to do a good job in those 3 categories. But you know, once again, it comes down to we've got to put the ball in the basket, and you know, free throw shooting's such a mental thing. I mean, you're not making free throws, so you really emphasize it, and then the kids are really thinking about it and worrying about it and thinking, I've got to make my free throws, and sometimes it goes south and sometimes it goes north. And you know, it's a very delicate balance there, and we've tried a number of different things as far as emphasizing them, taking the emphasis off of them, and just, not talking about it. So it's really going to be interesting to see how we respond as we go down the stretch here and play more ball games.
Let me ask you a question about expectations, because in your years here in Ponca City, there would have been years, Coach Hibler, where we played a highly ranked opponent like Noah and lost in overtime and would have felt a sense of accomplishment. And when we lost the game Friday, from the radio crew to the fans to the bench, there was really disappointment. And I think that right there shows how far the program has come, is that we just don't go into games expecting to play it tight, hoping. You guys probably expected to come out with a victory. The players were disappointed. I think that's a healthy thing for a team, especially early.
Well, we had some tears in the locker room after the game Friday night. I mean, we fully expected to win the game. When we got up 4 in overtime, I think we kind of thought we had the game under control. And Alonzo Trier, the really good player, one of the best sophomores in the nation, hit a huge three-pointer to put them up 1. And we didn't execute at the end and get the shot to tie it and send it back into overtime again. But we've got a group of kids that they expect to win when we step on the floor, and anything less is a disappointment. Through the players, through the coaching staff. I mean, these kids are highly competitive, and with the success we've had in the past, just merely staying in ball games is not good enough anymore. I mean, we're looking for the victory at the end, and before, maybe when we started, it was, staying close was a moral victory, but there's no more of that. We talk to them all the time. We're not playing horseshoes and hand grenades. Close doesn't count it, and we expect to win. And that's going to be a big thing come Tuesday night. I mean, we're going to play a very good McGinnis team. They're coming in here ranked number 6 in the state again. I think they were number 3 last year when we played them. Really, the only difference between last year's McGinnis team and this year's McGinnis team is their experience level. And I'm a little concerned. That's one of the reasons we practiced yesterday afternoon, to get the hangover from Friday night's game out of our system. I'm kind of concerned about our psyche coming into Tuesday night's game. If it comes down close, that, I'm hoping we don't have the feeling like, oh no, here we go again. It's the same thing as Friday night. But, a huge challenge ahead Tuesday with McGinnis coming in here, and the players that they have, and the tradition that they've had. We beat them one time in the 3 years we played them last year when they went on to win a state championship. So, we're going to have to play really, really well, and we can't afford to have any letdown from how we played Friday night, because we're going to have to play that way again in order to have a chance to be successful.
Tuesday night, it's the home opener, and then the boys will be traveling to Hera. The girls will be there too. And tell me about the Hera basketball tournament. We're a middle seed in this tournament, but it traditionally, this is, I think, the 3rd straight year we've been there. We see some good basketball in Hera.
Well, we're going to go in the number 5 seed. We've got the number 4 seed right off the bat. The Mount St. Mary's, a private school out of the Oklahoma City area. They're should be a Class 3A school, but they've been bumped up to 4A because of the private school formula that the OSSAA put in last year. They're a perennial state tournament team. They're 6'8" and 6'9" on the back line. Traditionally they're a very, very good basketball team. We have never played against them before. And on the good side of that, they've never played against us before. So, it's kind of going to be a feeling out for both teams. They were fortunate enough to get to see us play Thursday night when we played Southeast, but, we didn't show them a whole lot that night because we didn't play very well. So, it'll be a huge challenge. We've got Star Spencer High School and Mustang High School on our side of the bracket. Mustang is a defending champion in the tournament. Star Spencer, they're 3 or 4 years removed from winning a gold ball in Class 4A. I haven't seen them play this year, but the people that I'm friends with in the city area tell me they've got the best team they've had in years. So, very challenging. Then on the bottom half of the bracket, you've got Hera, who was a runner-up in the tournament. I believe they're a top 10 Class 4A team. You got a Choctaw team who we beat twice last year, but we saw them this summer, and they're just much improved. Woodward, who we lost to last year, the Piedmont coaches tell me they're better than they were last year. They played a really tough game at Woodward against Piedmont to open the season. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of games, and we're going to have to play well. You know, there's not a game that we can just say, hey, you know, we can play subpar and still have a chance to win the ball game. You know, this schedule is probably one of the most challenging schedules we've had since I've been the coach at Ponca City High School, with the people we have on it and, you know, what those schools have right now. So, you know, thankfully for us, you know, we feel like we've got a chance to win most every game we play because we've got a good group of kids. But, you know, it's a challenge, but that's what high school sports are about. I mean, it's a challenge each and every time you go on the floor, and, you know, we'll look forward to it each and every time, and we're going to try to get after people and, you know, coach the kids as hard as we can and correct these mistakes that we're making, and, you know, hopefully things will turn around on the positive end.
We hope that you'll be there to support the Wildcats, whether they're at home or on the road, all season long. Alan Hibler, our boys basketball coach. Good luck to the Lady Cats and Wildcats this season. We'll see you next week on Coach's Corner.